Big divisional win on the road. Those are hard to come by. I thought the coolest part of the whole game was just the way that our team fought. I mean, you talk about the things that we try to embody, being resilient, being relentless. Those things showed up in a big way today. Had to overcome a lot in all three phases. You know, it was a back and forth game. That's what these games are on the road in the division. That's a really good football team, and I thought that our guys did a good job of not flinching and keeping the blinders on. We've gotten in games like this before, and we haven't been able to make the play. And this week we made the play, and that was really good to see. A couple individual performances. I thought Tony Pollard was fantastic today, as he always is. 119 yards and a touchdown was that's good work. I thought up front, that's a really good rush unit, and I thought we held them in decent check for most of the game. The sacks are what they are. We can assign blame later, but it was enough to win up front. It was enough to win for sure and put us in good position. Defensively, man, that effort at the end was remarkable. The way those guys chased the quarterback around, getting pressure, followed up by a huge punt from Stonehouse at the end. Had his best punt when we needed it the most and pinned him back down there. Really, really momentum swinging play for us to keep them backed up with time on the clock. Really, it was just great to see the way our guys fought again. And finally, for us, we get a chance to have something to show for it, and that's what I'm most happy about. With that, I'll let you guys go ahead.
You should see touchdown on everything, but when you call the Chig play, kind of what are you envisioning there, and how perfectly did it go?
It doesn't get any better than that. I normally wasn't calling a drive starter on a movement play to get 70 yards, but what happened was they were essentially doubling Ridley, and they took their eyes off him, and the action was all front side with all the pullers. We run that run quite a bit, and it was just a compliment off the run. And Chig usually pins that defensive end, and he just slipped past him, and all the linebackers went running. And as they were doubling Rid, there was just no eyes on him, and there was nobody left to tackle him. And then he did the rest with his feet, and Chig's a big, strong, fast dude when he's going full speed.
How big was the team win, but for Will, he hasn't quarterbacked the team to a win since last December. How big a step was this for him, and also to get a division win?
It's accumulation of the last couple of weeks. To see him. I thought he played. For the most part, fantastic, particularly in that first half. He had the one interception for a touchdown, but he kept battling. You throw interceptions sometimes, and to see him come back and fight was great. But I really was happy with the way he played. He put some great balls down the field. He did some really nice things, and he protected the ball well outside of the interception. And so that's what quarterbacking looks like. I think he was pretty efficient. I don't know what the final stats were, but pretty dang efficient and threw for a bunch of yards and managed the offense. And at the end of the day, got us in position to score points, and we scored more than they did for the first time here in a while. So really proud of Will. I'm proud of the work he's put in. I'm proud of all the things that he's done to try to get himself back in the right place, mentally, physically, all those things. And it was a really good performance.
How big for him, though, to overcome what had been a fatal flaw with critical interceptions earlier in the year and be resilient and bring you guys back?
Huge. You're gonna have bad plays in a game at every position, and particularly the quarterback ones. You throw one for an interception that goes down the other way for points is challenging to overcome. But it was just really good to see that nobody really flinched at all. We just kept going and found ways in all phases to make the plays to win the game at the end. And Will's deserving of it. He does everything the way that you want a quarterback to do things. He works his butt off to be in position to help our team, and for him to get his first win of the season and for his road win on the division against the team that that we got to play twice a year is awesome.
Yes, he's come on a couple years after that pick six. And what are you saying? I saw those exchanges. What are you saying to him to make sure that it's not too bad, but just understand, hey, we can't have it.
Yeah, just got a lot of football left to play. The game wasn't even close to over. It was a bad play that went the wrong way, and we just got to flush that one and move on to the next. And he did a really good job of doing that. And we got caught in some tough field positions to climb out of at the end of the fourth quarter there. But really, just to not flinch is to me the biggest thing. Just, hey man, he made a bad play, it went the wrong way. Look, let's come back and get ready to go try to win the game.
You won a couple of games already this season. Was this one different winning late, and what was maybe the locker room celebration like?
They're all pretty much the same celebration wise. They're just proud of the way that our guys fought. Proud of the way they played in the stretch of the game when a lot of these games early in the year got away from us, and to see that sort of performance when we've had to overcome some things. Again, in all three phases, overcome some stuff and play our best ball when we needed it most. I thought that was really, really awesome to see. And we didn't do that early in the year, and I think that shows a lot of growth in our team and a lot of things that I've talked about before. I think we got to see today on the field, which was great.
Brian, in terms of investment, buy-in, just trying to build what you want to build here, how important step do you think this was, and how important do you think the rest of the season will be for that?
Critically important. There's again one of the things I keep trying to have is some validation for what we do and how we do it, and that ultimately in the NFL comes in the form of wins. And we finally get a chance against a really good team on the road in the division to show what we're made of. And this is the team that I think we're capable of being. It's the team that I've believed in all year long. The way that they go about their business and the foundation and the culture of what we want our team to look like is there. We've just had to make the plays to win the game, and it was really great to see that. So this is a critical stretch for all of us, just in terms of making sure that what we want our team to be and what the future of our team looks like, which for us is just week to week right now. But it validates a lot of the things that we've done so far.
Why do you think that growth and being able to play and not flinching has happened at this point? What have you seen that kind of led to that change?
That's a good question. I would think the most important thing for us is just the way that our guys don't ever react to what's out there. They trust each other. They trust the coaches. They trust the people around them. We got a lot of good people here and people in place, players, coaches, support staff, and those guys do a great job. And we've always believed in each other from the get-go. There was never at any point, even when things hadn't gone well, that we didn't believe we were a better football team than we showed on the field. And that's a credit to those guys. They got a ton of belief in what's in our locker room, and I feel the same way about them. And I've said the same thing for weeks now, and it's just great to be able to have a victory to show for it against a good football team.
100-yard return and the punt fumble, you survived both of them. Does Colt just sail through this again and get another 6 games for his unit?
Paul, you're just going to ruin my day here, huh? Is that what you're looking for? Yeah, I know. We can talk about it tomorrow. Those are things that we overcame. They were plays that we can't have. Obviously, can't fumble the ball, and the return, the guy's bottled up, and he somehow gets out of it. We've got to get him on the ground. So the performance there is, sometimes that's enough to lose you a game, and today, thankfully, it wasn't. But those things got to be better, and we got to hold on to the football when we're trying to catch it.
How about what you know you were going to be without Amani, and how did you kind of manage that, especially with
Knew Amani was going to be questionable when we got to the stadium this morning. He didn't get on the first bus, and he had called the docs and said he wasn't feeling very good. He was throwing up and all those things. And, they tried everything to get him ready to go, and he tried to fight through it. But basically every time he stood up, he threw up. So tough day to go out there and play when you feel like that. And really I think Darryl Worley's stepping up in that role after not really practicing much this week. Played a little bit, but to step up in that moment and play an entire game at safety that he wasn't anticipating was pretty remarkable, to be honest. But, yeah, we knew probably about – I don't know, a couple hours before kickoff that it'd be a struggle to get him to go.
How much of a struggle was, or how much of an improvement and how much of a factor was it that you cut the penalties in half today?
It's huge. I mean, the negative plays are a part of it. Again, still ultimately too many sacks, but we knew we were going to give up a few against this crew. They're good. But, yeah, the negative plays in key moments is really what has hurt us. And, some of those conversions they got on defense, I think we still had one. But yeah, it was good. Anytime you can cut the penalties in half of what they were before, that's a good start for us, and we got to continue that trend.
Was there a scheme with the protection in the second half, or were things just kind of going the way they were?
No, we kind of kept mixing it up. I think we did a good job of mixing in some runs and keeping the rush at bay a bit with the scheme some of the schemed runs we had. Did a good job with some of the movements. We just we tried not to be in positions to get their full throttle rush. I thought we did a good job of staying in manageable spots for a lot of the game. It wasn't perfect, but put ourselves in position to not necessarily face the full throttle rush that they got going when you get in the long yard spots. So, and then when we did, you saw what that looked like. They're pretty dang good.
I know you talked earlier in the week just about familiar with the rivalry before you got here. Did you see Amy after? How excited was her?
She was thrilled. She was thrilled mainly because we won the game. But yeah, it's okay to admit that these things sometimes mean more, and I know it does for her and it does for us. And we wanted to make sure that we put on a great performance down here, and we had a chance to win the game, and we did. And I think that she's more than anything else just proud of our football team and the way that they came down here and fought and played.
Earlier in the game, like on the 3rd and 11, Levis, he got the ball out quickly against the blitz. Then later in the game, it wasn't happening. Was there anything, like, is it just each has his own story, or what's behind it?
my mind's a little bit jumbled when it comes to progression of things, so I'd have to get back to you tomorrow on that. But I'll be happy to once I watch it. I can't probably answer it accurately enough right now.
Feels awesome. You know, a lot of people, have been working hard to get a win like this, and just happy for top down the whole organization. We talked all week about how much it means to front office and everybody. So was for her, and just good to come here and get a win. To start, the pass game was cooking. Felt really good with the balls were getting placed out there, and kind of hit a bit of a rut. Those couple turnovers and that fringe field goal range were tough. Obviously, the pick six is hard to come back from, but I was excited or proud of how we all kind of bounced back from that. Defense, special teams, everybody. We had our moments of adversity, and we were able to come through when it mattered.
What was kind of your mindset on that after the pick six? Because in the past that's kind of been the undoing, and today you bounced back.
Yeah, no, just put it behind me. I just made a good play. We got the ball back and can't really think about it. So, didn't make any necessarily huge plays myself after that, but I just put the ball in play and made the right decisions and let our guys, finish out that game. So just proud of how everyone finished.
Well, the Chig score, when did you know he was gone? What was kind of going through your mind to kind of break the space?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, we'd been setting that up all year, with that's that pin pull scheme that we've been running out of that formation, the naked off of it. It's as wide open as you can get, and that's Chig's specialty, is his athleticism, his speed. I'm curious to see what he hit on his GPS there on that one. He had the ball, I think, 15, 20 yards down the field before anybody on that side even know he had it. So it was cool to see him finish that, and that's the skill set he has that makes him special.
What is it that's starting to click in the pet? It was 20.0.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be like 22.
He wasn't happy with it. What is it for you guys? Because these explosive plays that happen, obviously Chig, it was a catch and run, but to Ridley, to the NWI, you had two of those last week. What's clicking from that perspective?
I think it, credit to the coaching staff for dialing up some awesome stuff. That one to Nick was a compliment off something we showed in LA, just a double move off that. He ran it to perfection. We got him got him blocked up really nice. I was back there for a couple hitches and able to let it fly. So that one, and then the third and long to Calvin was sweet. It's a very coverage specific play that we just went up there and speed braked it. Knew I had it. Took my 5 again, ample time. Was able to put it up and let him come across the field and make a play. So just those are two definitely big ones that we needed to win that game.
What changed from first half to second half in terms of protection? You were sacked 7 times in the first half, I think only once in the second half, and obviously that was
Yeah, credit to the guys up front, holding their own. Still, myself, I can look at what I can do better, just get the ball out and check it down here and there. A couple opportunities where I felt like I could have got the ball out, but, felt like a couple of those sacks. I'd like to know how many sacks of 1 or 2 yard losses I've had this year, like trying to fight back to the line of scrimmage. But sometimes you just got to take them, and just credit to those guys and Nick for stepping up and playing well.
How much does it help you guys when Tony has a day like he does today? How much does it help you in the pass game to be able to have that balance for Tony?
Very, very much so. Tony's been a baller all year for us. With Tajay being out, we knew his workload was going to be extensive this week, and he was up for the challenge. And credit those guys up front. Couple, trickier schemes that we were able to pull off and rip some big ones. That touchdown run was sweet. That trap we ran. So Tony sees it well. He gets the yards he needs to and more. And it's fun to watch him and spectate back there.
How much you hope this game can kind of be a jump start for a good finish to the season, and how much you got to do that?
Yeah, just take it one game at a time. We knew we needed to get this one. I'm glad we did, and we're on to Washington. So 4 more divisional games in this last 6 games. Obviously very important with how things shake out. We're just going to take it one day at a time.
I know you try not to dwell on one result one way for too long, but for you to come back here, get your first divisional win in the AFC South, and to do it at a place where you got injured last year, how big was that for you?
Felt great. Yeah, it didn't even hit me until after the game. I was about to throw the jersey in the wash, and I was like, actually, let's hold on to that one. So that was a cool moment to get down here, play the top team in the division right now away, and get the win. Gives us a lot of confidence going forward.
What do you think is going to be key to kind of sustaining these good performances after some ups and downs?
Yeah, no, I think we still got to be more consistent. Like as we said, mistakes on both sides of the ball, we were able to kind of just overcome and edge them in that respect. But we got to be better operationally. A couple things, in that first half that came up that just, kind of ended some drives, made us kick a field goal instead of get an opportunity for a touchdown. But we just got to look at our offense and how we can just operate better to make these games not as close as they are.
Callahan was talking about just you guys doing a good job of just blocking out what goes on outside the building, what's said, what's written, whatever. How important is that, and what do you think a performance like today, not only from you but the entire team, says to maybe some of those naysayers?
Yeah, very much so. I'm proud of how everyone's handled themselves. There's teams across the league, in a similar situation where we are, just bottom of that pack, and we feel like that with the football we've put on tape and just how we've prepared and just how we've just strained every single game, that we weren't going to, be seen as a team that's kind of given up. So it's credit to everybody of just, powering through, and blocking out all the noise, keeping the blinders on, and just getting a win.